My First Summer in the Sierra by John Muir. July 8th. Now away we go toward the topmost mountains. Many still small voices, as well as the noon thunder, are calling, "Come higher!" Farewell, blessed dell, woods, gardens, streams, birds, squirrels, lizards, and 1,000 others. Farewell, farewell. Up through the woods, the hoofed locusts stream beneath a cloud of brown dust. Scarcely were they driven 100 yards from the old corral, they seemed to know that at last they were going to a new pasture, and rushed wildly ahead, crowding through gaps in the brush, jumping, tumbling like exulting, hurrying flood waters escaping through a broken dam. A man on each flank kept shouting advice to the leaders, who in their famishing condition were behaving like Gadarene swine. 2 other drivers were busy with stragglers, helping them out of brush tangles. The Indian, calm, alert, silently watched for wanderers likely to be overlooked. The 2 dogs ran here and there, at a loss to know what was best to be done, while the dawn, soon far in the rear, was trying to keep in sight of its troublesome wealth. As soon as the boundary of the old eaten-out range was passed, the hungry horde suddenly became calm, like a mountain stream in a meadow. Henceforward, they were allowed to eat their way as slowly as they wished, care being taken only to keep them headed toward the summit of the Merced and Tuolumne Divide. Soon, the 2,000 flattened paunches were bulged out with sweet pea vines and grass, and the gaunt, desperate creatures, more like wolves than sheep, became bland and governable, while the howling drivers changed to gentle shepherds and sauntered in peace. Toward sundown, we reached Hazel Green, a charming spot on the summit of the dividing ridge between the basins of the Merced and Tuolumne, where there is a small brook flowing through hazel and dogwood thickets beneath magnificent silver firs and pines. Here, we are camped for the night. Our big fire, heaped high with rosiny logs and branches, is blazing like a sunrise, gladly giving back the light slowly sifted from the sunbeams of centuries of summers. And in a glow of that old sunlight, how impressively surrounding objects are brought forward in relief against the outer darkness. Grasses, larkspurs, columbines, lilies, hazel bushes, and the great trees form a circle around the fire like thoughtful spectators, gazing and listening with human-like enthusiasm. The night breeze is cool, for all day we have been climbing into the upper sky, the home of the cloud mountains we so long have admired. How sweet and keen the air! Every breath is a blessing. Here, the sugar pine reaches its fullest development in size and beauty and number of individuals, filling every swell and hollow and down plunging ravine almost to the exclusion of other species. A few yellow pines are still to be found as companions, and in the coolest places, silver firs. But noble as these are, the sugar pine is king, and spreads long protecting arms above them, while they rock and wave in sign of recognition. We have now reached a height of 6,000 feet. In the forenoon, we pass along a flat part of the dividing ridge that is planted with manzanita. Some specimens, the largest I have seen. I measured one, the bowl of which is 4 feet in diameter and only 18 inches high from the ground, where it dissolves into many wide spreading branches, forming a broad round head about 10 or 12 feet high, covered with clusters of small, narrow-throated pink bells. The leaves are pale green, glandular, and set on edge by a twist of the petiole. The branches seem naked, for the chocolate-colored bark is very smooth and thin, and is shed off in flakes that curl when dry. The wood is red, close-grained, hard, and heavy. I wonder how old these curious tree bushes are, probably as old as the great pines. I must try to know them better. I miss my river songs tonight. Here, Hazel Creek, at its topmost springs, has a voice like a bird. The wind tones in the great trees overhead are strangely impressive, all the more because not a leaf stirs below them. But it grows late, and I must to bed. The camp is silent, everybody asleep. It seems extravagant to spend hours so precious in sleep. He gives his beloved sleep. Pity the poor beloved needs it, weak, weary, forespent. Oh, the pity of it, to sleep in the midst of eternal, beautiful motion instead of gazing forever like the stars.